Alright, this is video 1 of my YouTube career. I plan on being as popular as Mr. Beast one day, so that's going to be great. I thought we'd have a philosophical conversation maybe. You know, it's always good when it's raining. So let me introduce myself. My name is James. Friends call me Jimmy. I happen to be born in October. I'm a Libra, so that means I like to get along, for people to get along. I just want peace. I'll put others' happiness before mine. All that kind of shit, right? Oh, speaking of shit, I have a problem with cursing. You know what I mean? Like if I was asked to speak to an elementary school, I'd be shaking boots because I know fuck, shit, pussy, tits, or something is gonna come out of my mouth, and it's gonna shock those kids. So I forewarn you. I apologize. I curse. It's natural. I'm 45. I'll be 46 come October. So I'm allowed, right? I'm an adult? Okay, great. So the topic today, as you can see, it's raining here in lovely southeast central Florida, if that makes any sense. About five miles from the beach on the East Coast. Anyway, I live in an area called the Treasure Coast, because there have been a lot of Spanish shipwrecks in this area. And oh yeah, all that treasure has been picked clean. So don't get any ideas about coming here, scuba diving, and getting some gold coins, because it's been done and done and done 1,000 times over. In fact, one guy found a big old treasure, and one of my dad's best friends worked for, I don't know, something, but he was in charge, like in a Florida or government position, to make sure that the gold and all the treasures they found were accounted for, and nobody pocketed anything, nothing was stolen. Because it's really odd when you find a treasure like that out in the sea. You might think, oh, it's mine, finders keepers. Not really. Because even if you're out so many miles, I don't know, and think of a shipwreck, you know, it doesn't happen like way out, you know, it happens near the coast. So that's all still Florida property. And in the end, what's Florida property? Property of the United States government. So someone's tasked with doing that. Anyway, my dad's best friend, he did that. You know, it was we'll just call him the gatekeeper, Zool. Let's call him Zool, right? Who's the key master? Oh my god. Do you guys remember Ghostbusters and Zool? I fucking wanted to be her so bad. The first time I saw that movie, when she like shot the rays out of her fingers, she did this thing where she like turned to the right, and then she turned straight ahead and went laser beams, like, or it was bad. It wasn't even laser beams. It was like some badass effect that just shot out. You know, and I'm like, I love this bitch. I love this bitch. You know, I was not okay. I was a great, intelligent, and kind child, but I was a little. I don't know. I wasn't weird, but I liked the dark shit. I liked the dark stuff, like horror movies. I had been watching horror movies since I was probably 8 years old. And my mom let me, you know. She always told me when I would be like, I'm scared or something, she said, honey, it's only a movie. The people, you see these people, they're getting killed or whatever. That person got their head chopped off. This one, you know, Jason Voorhees threw a spear through this guy's eye or something, or squeezed one's head and his eyeball popped out. She said, honey, that is all fake. All fake. And I was like, oh, okay, right. You know, I just have to remember that. My little brain actually would remind myself that it's just a movie. Just a movie. That is until I fucking saw Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, one day, my mom got together with a whole bunch of her girlfriends. They live off something called Indian River Drive. Indian River is the largest estuary in the whole world. And that is literally like 2 miles down the road. And it's very long. It goes from, you know, one county up to one county down, and including mine. So it's like 3 counties long. But it's the world's biggest estuary. And an estuary, in case you don't know, is a mixture of fresh water that has an inflow of salt water, because there are inlets that lead out to the sea. And so it kind of mixed together. And the kind of animals you find in the estuaries, at least in the Indian River, are dolphin, tons of horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs are crazy. I mean, what animal fucking has antifreeze in their blood? It is so crazy. You know what I'm saying? Horseshoe crabs are so cool. You can find a lot of their shells and stuff, but you don't want to step on them. So, like when you're walking out, if you can swim in the river, it's fine. It's not like there's any crocodiles or alligators or, you know, things like that. There's no sharks. The only thing you got to watch out for are stingrays. Oh, speaking of which, okay, so my mom and her girlfriends, they had went fishing earlier that day, and I was with them, and I was bored off my tits. I remember being just little and going up, because I couldn't stand fishing, just like, Calgon, take me away. Well, they were catching stingray. I don't know how, but they must have known the tricks. Like, my mom and her girlfriends, they were lesbians. So I just thought they had some secret thing, you know, some secret lesbian secret, like how to catch stingrays, because you throw a reel out and you're not catching a fish. Everyone's catching a stingray. What did they use for bait? I'm serious. Like, what the fuck? And if you've ever seen a stingray, they're bottom feeders, so their mouth is on the fucking bottom. They're weird. You know, they're just fucking crazy. Side note, my mom, oh, there's the mail. I can't wait. I just see what kind of bills are. I can't wait for that. No, so my mom, side note, she was walking out in the Indian River one day to go fishing. My mom was a Pisces. You know, they're the fish, the water sign. She loved fishing. She loved the water. Oh man, she's just obsessed with it. She's passed away in 2017, unfortunately. Gone too soon. I love you, Mommy. I wish you were here. But anyway, she got stung with the barb of a stingray, which is in their tail. Not at the end. It's in there, like towards the end. And she got stung in the ankle. And she said, getting stung sounds like a bee got her or something, or, you know, a wasp got her. And no, stung's not the right word. She got harpooned by one of those motherfucking stingrays. The Indian River has several species of stingray. Oh my god. I've even seen manta rays in there. I'm not kidding. You might think, like, oh, please, give me a break. Nope. I have seen manta rays jump out of the water. I've seen it twice, actually. And yes, some stingrays have done that, like jump out of the water and sort of do like a PK turn, like from Showgirls, like Nomi, show me a PK turn, like y'all remember that, or but this manta ray was like full on, Michelle Kwan. It was so graceful. It was like it was ice skating, just came out like a dolphin almost. Did this like 360 flip and just went back in. I was going over a bridge at the time, and the county, the next county south from me, and I was just watching the river, and that's when I saw Michelle Kwan. She just popped right the fuck out of that river. I was like, oh my god, I shouted to the car, and then I saw it again. It was in the same time frame, so so at that point I had other witnesses, but back to the side note. By the way, I have ADHD, so I'm all over the place. I don't take medicine for it. I'm not treated. I'm hoping to get treated soon. I have a doctor's appointment coming up in like September or something to see the psychiatrist / neurologist about my sleep apnea problems and ADHD and what else did my internist? And my anxiety, which he takes care. Okay, I'm not getting into that right now. Let's just stick with the lesbian stories, and that's really the philosophical thing for today. So, anyway, my mom said that was the most painful thing, getting harpooned with the stingray. It was bad. It was horrible. I remember her crying and shrieking in pain. Oh my god. Because, I had to go wherever my mom went when I was young. Like, yes, I was a latchkey kid, so I could stay home by myself, and that started at an early age, but I would always want to go with her because I would be bored. What 8-year-old wants to stay, what 8-year-old wants to stay at their house? It's boring, I didn't want to. I mean, I have a big step family, and I've had them for a long time, since I was a teenager, but essentially I was raised an only child by divorced parents who had an agreement of mom had custody full time, but I could see my dad whenever. So I usually saw my dad for a full weekend every week to every other week. It just depended. Depended? Is that a right word? Depended? Something like that. It just something depended. And anyway, so yeah, okay, so it hurt my mom, blah blah blah. So the stingray and the lesbians fishing. Yeah, I don't know what they were feeding it. If it was like hot dogs or bloody tampons, I don't know. What's the fucking secret? I don't get it. But they were fucking catching stingray. And if you throw a line out in the Indian River Lagoon, which it's really called, fully Indian River Lagoon, if you throw a line out there with bait, you're going to catch fish. There's so much fish in there. It's just like almost guaranteed. And to catch a stingray, it's not unheard of, but all the girls that day, all my mom and her lesbian friends off Indian River, they were catching stingrays left and right. Okay, so they catch the stingrays. Then and I don't know what's going on except they're catching stingrays. You know, I'm only 8 years old. I'm just like watching and bored. I was even bored watching them. It's like I can't stand watching people fish. Like my mom would drag me to go fishing, not to go fishing, but she wanted to go fishing. So I would go, and it would be one of those. Can we go home yet? Can we go home yet? Are you done yet? Can we go home yet? Well, she probably wanted to kill me, but she just loved it. Anyway, so they catch the stingray, and then we go back into her girlfriend's house, and they have this really nice big house, but I've only been in it once. I just remember it being really dark. So the thing was, we were gonna eat the stingray that night. Eat the fucking stingrays. Can you imagine? Fucking gross. And I don't know what part we ate. Like, was it the wings? Because you know how a stingray kind of looks like a maxi pad, essentially. 2 wings and like the middle section, if you were to cut off the tail. I'm imagining we ate the wings. I don't know. But, it was like white fishy kind of thing. And it was hard to eat. There were so many bones. That's the one thing I remember. There were so many bones. I was like, this is just fucking up. And I can't stand food where I love seafood, but I can't stand food where you have to like work at it. Like, if you go somewhere and you get crab legs, and they're the shitty crab legs, like snow crab, long and skinny, and you have to constantly crack the legs just to get a little bit of meat out. Like, I can't stand that. I'm like, give me something I can just eat right now. And it's the same way for like shrimp. You peel them, you eat them, like that kind of thing. Fuck, I don't want to peel shrimp. Can't you guys peel shrimp? Right? I'll pay extra for this restaurant to peel the fucking shrimp. You know, it's a concept thing with me. I don't know. It's weird. So anyway, you had to fight for the meat on the stingray. It was fucking horrible. Now, getting back to how my mom said, okay, you can watch scary movies, it's fine, but you know it's all fake, right? Okay, so I started to realize that all the Friday the 13th movies were, okay, just fake. It's all fake, it's all fake. And I still enjoyed it. It was great. It was like, I loved when somebody would go through the woods, they're running their fucking ass off, and he's walking, you know, but somehow he catches up to them and kills them. Or somehow they're running their ass off, he's walking behind them, and then they do a cutscene, and they stop, look around, and then boom, and then all of a sudden, bam, he's right in front of the girl or something. It's like, what? He was behind her like a long time ago. How did, you know, they weren't thinking, but it was still effective. However, this one movie, okay, and this is the night we ate this fucking stingray. And my mom's girlfriends rented it. I'm sure, because I don't think my mom did. Nightmare on Elm Street had just come out on videotape. And I remember I was like 8 years old. And I'd never seen it, never heard of it, you know, nothing. They disappeared. And they said, why don't you watch this movie? You know, it's a scary movie. And I was like, okay. And their living room, because I was small, I remember the living room being like this huge living room. And I'm in there in the dark. And I remember grabbing like couch pillows and going close to the TV because it felt like I was so far away. They just had this like long house, big ass house. But they turned the lights out. I imagine they scooted off to go probably smoke some pot because that's just what they did back then. everyone, my mom and her lesbian friends had just went and smoked some pot, you know, and so I hit play on the VCR. I popped it in, hit play. It didn't take long before I was like, you know, in my little head, holy shit. You know, when the worst part for me, the scary part, there was a lot of scary parts, but what scared me was that part when they're in school and the girl's like, "Where's your hall pass?" Right? And the blonde girl's like, I think Tina was her name. Yeah, because Freddie would go, Tina, you know, or something like that. I remember that. It was fucking scary. And the girl who was like, "Where's your hall pass?" You know, with black hair and pigtails or something like that. Well, Tina goes to the bathroom, maybe, something like that. Or after the girl said, "Where's your hall pass?" all of a sudden, she has Freddie's glove with the knives on it on her. And her clothes have changed. She's still wearing like maybe a skirt, school outfit, but she's got his sweater or the colors, like that green and purple. And I was like, oh my god, I was so freaked out. And then it turned into Freddy, fully Freddy, and I was like, oh my god, you know. So that whole movie, I mean, I watch it now and it seems it's okay, but it's like, oh, really? I was scared of that. But no joke. My mom would tuck me in for bed, and I had to get a nightlight. I never did before, but I asked her, "Mom, I need a nightlight." Or she used to close my door all the way, and I would, before the nightlight, I would say, no. Keep it cracked, Mom. She's like, why? At first, you know, I said, because I'm scared. Oh, of what? Of what? I said, I don't want to, you know, like, I don't know how I explained it, but I said, I'm scared Freddy Krueger's gonna get me or something. She's like, who? I said, he's that, the bad guy in The Nightmare on Elm Street that I watched at so-and-so's house when we had the fucking stingray. And she's like, oh my god, okay. She's like, you want me to check under the bed? I'm like, yes, please. Nothing under the bed. So that was the first night. Well, this shit went on forever. I remember one time it was late, and she's like, okay, time for bed. It was the weekend, but, you know, time for bed. And we had rented a regular movie, probably something stupid like Cocoon, you know, like, oh, okay, Cocoon. It was so geriatric. It was like, oh my god. I felt like I was depressed after it. Like, it was like watching Batteries Not Included with all those old people. It was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I should be used to it living in Florida. Fuck. So she's like, alright, time for bed. So I, you know, we were watching Cocoon. It's almost like watching cartoons after a scary movie. Like, you're not thinking of a scary movie after 30 minutes of cartoons. So I wasn't thinking anything. And then I thought, oh shit, because my room was pitch black. So I literally, like, I was looking in there, and I was so scared. My closet door was open. I could see that. And I was really scared in my closet. Like, I really thought Freddy Krueger lived in there. Or Michael Myers. And one of them was going to pop out if the door was open. You know, if it was closed, I didn't think about it. So, what I did, because I didn't want him to grab me from under the bed. It's so weird how children think this, right? It's so funny. It's so irrational. But, it's just... It's a psychological thing, I think, where children, they don't understand the world. Your mom just told you everything you see in a movie is pre-planned, and if something bad happens, it's completely fake because they have made it to look scary, but obviously there is no guy who is killing people on film with a machete. There is no Burt Freddy Krueger man in real life who's killing teenagers in their dreams, and all this stuff. Hard as she tried, the Nightmare on Elm Street thing got me. So what I did that night is, she's like, go to bed. I fucking ran, from the living room. I got some good speed going, right? I ran, and as soon as I hit my doorway, I leaped like fucking a fucking gymnast, and I landed on my bed, and I was like, oh my God, thank you Jesus, thank you fucking Jesus, and because I really thought, if I stepped even close to under my bed, that was it. Freddy Krueger, I was like a goner. I was gonna be dead. Oh Jesus Christ, and oh shit. Speaking of horror movies, okay, you can watch this one on. It's not on Netflix. It's on Prime Video, and it's either on that. Like if you have AMC Plus, you get Shudder, which is all the horror movies, or it's on the another popular horror like add-on channel for Amazon Fire Stick called Fearsome or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, Dario Argento, who, the famous Italian horror maker who made like Suspiria and all those, kind of Italian movies where the dubbing was so fucking terrible. He made a movie called Demons. Okay? OMG. I watched it, me and my mom watched it. See, here was the routine. Every weekend we would go to the video store. Remember the fucking video stores, the VHS tapes? Hell yeah. Anybody my age, maybe a little younger, definitely older, knows that is what it was all about. It was all about going to your fucking corner store video place. And there were so many mom and pop ones, and then Blockbuster came out and all that shit, but I like the mom and pop ones. Like we had one down the street, and the owner got to know my mom and I so well because I was always in there renting horror movies. That's just all I wanted. And she would tell me like, "Ooh, hi Jimmy," we got some new horror movies in, and I'm like, where? It's just so excited. And she'd show me. And what I did back then, and maybe every kid does this, but what I would do is I would look at the back of the VCR cardboard shit, and I would, if I saw it, like it had to look good. If it didn't appeal to me, that's how I judged the movie, It's not fucked up. And I would read the premises, I was always an advanced reader, so I just read it, and if it sounded interesting but looked weird, or it looked like not cool or something on the back, I'd be like, maybe I'll try it. But what really got me to rent something was a cool back, a cool thing where they showed clips of the movies in the back, and I'm like, ooh, that looks rad. Or the cover art, or cover photography. It had to catch me too. Anyway, so I decided to get this movie, she said, that just came out, called Demons. And she said, it's pretty scary. I was like, really? You promise? She's like, oh yeah. So, my mom's like, because I would just look forever. And my mom's like, all right, Jimmy, you ready? Because she would talk to the owner. They became friends. So she gave us our popcorn because she always had complimentary popcorn in a popcorn maker in her store. And that's another thing. smells. Every time we went into her store, it had a weird smell. It smelled like some maybe somebody smoked cigarettes in there, like she did in the back, and a mixture of that and fresh popcorn. It had just a weird. If a smell could have some strange patina on it, this did. It was like a musty antique patina smell. It was really weird. God, if I could just smell it right now, it would make me so happy. Anyway, so I go home, and Mom and I watch Demons. Okay? And that, until I was a teenager, I told anybody that ever asked, like, what's the scariest thing you watched? I would tell them this movie, Demons. You know, I said, it scared me so bad, I could have died. However, I didn't think there was anything under the bed, because that movie, Demons, it's not like a creature thing. It's like an experience thing, even though there are creature effects and shit. Oh, I don't know why that movie scared the fuck out of me so bad, but it did. Demons. You gotta watch it. It's crazy. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed our little conversation there. I'll say peace, love, and chicken grease, just like my friend Troy did when we were in high school. And, peace out. Maybe we'll do a painting or some art next time. Okay. Bye. Like and subscribe. And put your notifications on. Ding, 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 ding.